All right. Well, what is going on? Another reaction video. For some reason, I hear so much about how bad Rachel Zegler is about the new Snow White movie, which I question why that is, and hopefully this video explains it by by Rev. And yeah, let's see what this video is about. Leave a like, subscribe. What is it? My end goal is and at the end of January, hopefully reaching 200 subscribers. So please subscribe and let's see if we can make that go. All right, let's go. Let's see how bad this woman is. I don't know why people say it's all doom and gloom for Disney about this one, but I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So at this point, Rachel Zegler might single-handedly bankrupt Disney because the live-action Snow White film can't be going any worse for Disney. Anything associated
Right.
with this project is getting dislike bombed into the shadow realm. Every single teaser of this film is getting brutalized on social media.
Yes, I've heard about this. Yeah, it I heard that. Yeah, it's getting this like bomb like crazy, and it's not just only that. I think there were other details and things like that that they've done to Snow White, which got people to not like it.
And things have gotten even worse because Disney tried to pull a little sneaky one. They released a new special look at Snow White
Hmm.
on Christmas Day, hoping to capitalize on the goodwill of people on that day. And guess what?
Okay.
It backfired. It's another flop. And we're going to look at the hilarious reactions to that latest special look. Now, in case you don't
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know there was a new trailer. I thought it was just the one that they released a while back. I didn't know there was a new one. But okay, does this one also include the CGI dwarves? And are they even dwarves? I think they're just regular people.
know, this is the first version of the trailer, the teaser trailer that came out earlier this year. And you can see the like
Yeah.
dislike ratio. They are getting
Oh. Oh,
crucified.
oh my god.
100,000 likes versus 1.4 million dislikes, putting this in the top 40 of all time most.
Holy 1.4 million dislikes. Brother. Why do they keep re-release why do they keep releasing these what is it, these live action slops? Like I see that they're doing another what is it, another was a Lion King one, which I'm like, why? The first one, it's like, dude, you literally have a masterpiece already, but for some reason they're just like, oh, let's do another one, let's do a live action one instead because people like those. They're doing the same with Moana. Honestly, man, I think those ones. I think these ones are gonna flop. I don't know why. I just think they're just not gonna do well.
Dislike videos in terms of a number of dislikes, but percentage wise, the percentage of dislikes is actually the highest among that top 40 list, which is, of course, cementing this in the history books here. Congratulations to Disney's Snow White live action right here. But they would try again with the official trailer.
Oh
They
my
released this a few
god.
weeks ago on YouTube, and it actually went worse in some regards. 34,000 likes versus 844,000 dislikes.
What's the percentage of it? Is that like a 98% dislike percentage or something? What is this? Uh, wow, people do not like this version of Snow White, and I don't know why. If Disney sees that there's just a massive dislike on this, why even bother release the film? Why not be like what company was it? Um why not be like the Batgirl and just shelve the movie and just and and have it as a tax loss, and and you get a bit of a tax return from it, from all the money you used to make it, or something like that. It's just why?
The dislike ratio on this is even stronger than the teaser trailer, which is actually quite impressive. So, obviously, people are just not impressed with this film, and mainly it all ties back to Rachel Zegler, but we'll talk about her in 1 second. So, this is the latest update.
Yeah, I heard
Disney
she's a
tried
massive,
to
like,
sneak one past
horrible
everyone
person.
and upload Disney Snow White Waiting on a Wish
Hmm?
special look
Prung?
on Christmas Day. I guess they were thinking people would be festive and jolly and they would give this film another chance. Well, as you can see, nobody was doing that because the like dislike ratio is
Hmm.
also atrocious. And the fact that this one is significantly higher but still
Wow,
abysmal
that's
is
bad.
just a real uh, sign of how this is all going. But you can see 3,500 likes versus 24,000 dislikes. Very brutal. But this one to me is the most embarrassing of all of the early looks we've had
It's
for this film
it's
because
bad.
this is just apathy at this point. No one even cares to
Yeah, no one cares. Dude, look how much views. I mean, that's a bit of views, but the dislike ratio and the views of it too, bro. The first one had, what is it, millions of views. The second one even had less than that, right? But it was still a lot. And now this trailer, of course, this was on, was it Christmas or whatever, and it had even way less than that, bro. No one cares about this movie anymore, and they just keep releasing trailers. It's like, dude, no one cares. Stop.
dislike this anymore. It only has 191,000 views in 5 days.
Yeah.
That's brutal for a film like this that Disney needs. They need some wins, and this is looking like an absolute dumpster fire. But like I said, we're going to look at some of the reaction to this because the comments are just brutalizing this film and mainly
two
Rachel
hundred million
Zegler.
dollar movie, by
So
the
here's
way.
the top comments. Pretty much everything is negative. This movie is based on a parallel universe where Snow White is evil and the Queen is innocent. End of this movie
Ooh, now
should
that'd
be
be an
the
interesting
Queen
twist.
and the Prince lived happily ever after. The evil Queen pushes Snow White down a well and lives happily ever after with the Prince. That's my headcanon. Love how Gal Gadot wasn't in the clip, yet 99% of the comments are about her. Snow White, I don't need no man, snap. Prince Charming, don't flatter yourself, shorty. I'm here to see your stepmother. And it goes on and on and on. A lot of people are talking about Gal Gadot. Now, in case you don't know,
Why do they keep, man? They always they keep mixing the Queen with the Prince. But granted, that would be a very interesting twist. But given that's not it, that's not the Snow White story that they're telling. Um, yeah.
she is the
Oh
actress
wow.
playing the evil queen, and people have been making
Ooh.
memes about this since day one. As this meme here points out, this is supposed to be the evil queen who's jealous of the looks of Snow White's. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh
Kind of an interesting
no.
casting choice right there.
No.
But, anyways, why is this whole film just hated so brutally? Well, almost all of the outrage
Bro, bro, the difference between these two, okay, the difference between these two, she's like an 8.5 to a 9. She's like a fucking 5. All right. Why would the evil queen be jealous of this? This. Why? That makes zero sense, but okay.
actress for Snow White, which is Rachel Zegler. And in this
Uh,
uh, special look, we also found out why her name is Snow White. Typically, with the
what?
the
What is it
version of Snow White
now?
we've had forever until this live action film, her name was Snow White because her skin was as white as snow.
Yes,
Now in this
this is
version,
true.
she gets her name Snow White because she was born during a snowstorm. Again, it's just like, why are we changing these things? Why are we race swapping people? This is just classic Disney trying to appeal to the modern audience, and it's backfiring horribly. But in case you haven't seen some of the behavior
Okay.
online of Rachel Zegler, I will key you in real quick here. About 1 minute is all you really need to know. This is a compilation of just
Oh
a few
yes,
things she has said about
dude. There's so many clips of her being such of like, what is it, a POS, that I'm just like, dude, why are you this way? Hmm? Why are you like this? Like, you really view yourself as someone superior to everyone else? Why? Why are you like this? Hmm?
this movie, and it's insufferable.
I'm a narcissist.
Ding, ding,
The original
ding.
cartoon came out in
Yeah, I
1937,
believe it.
and very evidently so.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
sometimes you need to like pause for a second, just take a deep breath to
Okay.
inhale all this cringe coming at you.
It's a
It's
fucking
very
love
overwhelming.
story.
And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part. That people will assume is a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie, Andrew Burnap. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. I say,
Bro, never have I seen. You know what, man? I think they should cut her scenes. Even though she's the main character, it would be really funny if they just cut majority of her scenes and they just made her as like the side character instead. You know, even though the movie's called Snow White, but fuck it. It'd be far more better that way.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
and we absolutely wrote a Snow
Bro,
White.
you're an actor.
that is
That's what you're supposed to do.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can.
Amazing. Girl boss Snow White. That's going to be a really big hit, especially when the actress behind the character is so incredibly unlikable. And also, she got in trouble about a month and a half ago after the results of the United States presidential election concluded. And of course, Trump won, and she was a very vocal supporter of the Harris campaign.
I remember
and
this,
She went onto Instagram and had an absolute meltdown. You can check out this full group of messages here if you want, but really all you need to know is that she acts like the world is literally going to fall apart as a result of these election results. And she ends this one statement by saying, anyone who is a Trump supporter should never know a moment of peace the rest of their lives, which is a brilliant strategy by Rachel Zegler. This is the classic Disney modern audience.
Why would you even say that? Like, why? Why? That's so ridiculous. And dude, reading this, I was reading a little bit while Rev was talking, but it's just funny because when I read I think it was this part. It says leaning us towards a world that would be hard to raise my daughter in. What are you talking about? You're literally gonna be fine. Leaning us towards a world that will force her to have a baby she doesn't want. Leaning us towards a world that is fearful. What are you talking about, dude? You live in California. Do you really think that's gonna affect California? And here's the thing, man. You want to know why? Here's the thing. You want to know why people voted for Trump? Okay. It's because people wanted to afford shit. Okay. It's like, hey, man, guess what? That fucking trailer home that was going for what is it? That was going for 50,000. Guess what? Now it's going for 150,000 more now. Great. It went from okay, it's fairly decent to, oh my god, this is way too much, and it's only 400 square feet. Oh my god. You know, people want to afford things. People want to afford homes, afford cars. Right now, it's a god awful time to get either. There's so they have any idea how bad it is right now. Dude, renters are literally giving you money to live at their place. I've heard of situations like this plenty, and it's crazy, dude. How crazy, like how expensive it is. And it's not even just that. There's also the groceries, and also, and here's the biggest thing. It's the massive immigration. People want that to be dealt because, oh gee, I don't know. Seeing people get $2,000, a month of just being there, having a roof over their head. It's like, yeah, there are plenty of people that don't even make there are plenty of people in the US that don't make nowhere near that much. And yet these are the ones that are busting their ass every day, getting up for a job that they very much hate. And yet the people that came here on a fucking bus are the ones being paid more than the everyday hardworking tax paying American. Yeah, I can understand why people will go red. I understand that 100%. If Rachel Zegler doesn't see that, then she's a moron. Okay.
Approach here just randomly alienate over half of the United States
Yeah.
with a pointless statement that is unnecessary in the first place and just alienates so many potential viewers of your film, especially when they're already annoyed with you in the first place.
Oh yeah, might I say that? Remember when double cheeses were less than $1? Now they're like $3 now. Just think about that.
This was the most boneheaded decision. And again, you're appealing to the modern audience with this one. So enjoy the empty theaters that are going to come with that modern audience. But of course, she would apologize, as pointed out here by Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah, she had to.
And yeah. Do you actually believe she was sorry about what
No.
she said? She was only sorry because probably Disney got very, very angry at her and forced her to make this apology. But
yeah, I don't doubt Disney got pissed. Because if I were the company, I would too. I'd be like, bro, what the hell are you doing? We want people to watch, to watch our movies and all that stuff, but we can't have this. And force her to apologize. I would have done the same.
I want to do another segue here because there's another kind of lost in the sauce, lost in the shuffle issue with this film. And it revolves around two things, the budget and some more casting choices. And as reported here, it has been rumored that the budget for this film has exploded to over $500 million. Now, if you know the standard calculation for breaking even with a film and its budget, typically the number is 2.5. You have to make 2.5 times your budget. So if this is a, let's say, $500 million budget, they're going to have to make over $1.2 billion on this film to break even. And $1.2 billion would be a monumental success for this film if it was just a regular film, right? This one is already so...
Wait, the budget for Disney live action reportedly exploded to $500 million? What? That is ridiculous. Oh my God.
Hated and has so little interest in it, they will never reach that mark. My mind
they
would
won't
be blown if that happened. But there's also another issue with the budget, and some people believe they had to reshoot some of the scenes due to
I don't doubt
a
it.
controversy involving the Seven Dwarfs. There was a lot of discussion about the casting choices or potential casting choices for these Seven Dwarfs. Now, there was multiple things that happened here. This was an image being shared.
Oh my God. Dude, look at like, here's the thing. I'm not trying to be mean with like the black people being there, but this is supposed to be like in Poland or some shit in the 30s or in the 20s or whatever this is supposed to be portrayed, or even earlier than that, right? It's like I'm not trying to be mean, but it just wouldn't really exist. I mean, I get it's a fantasy, it's a fantasy story sort of thing. I get that. But it's just like I mean, look what they're doing with Snow White already, but it's just like it just doesn't make any sort of sense. But yes, these are supposed to be dwarves. This guy's the closest to being a dwarf. This guy's more believable. But everybody else is at the what is applicable height,
around the internet about 2 years ago. And apparently this was going to be the original Seven Dwarfs. I mean, it literally looks like a blue sky meetup. Okay. It's just a goofy image. And again, the first thing that people would bring up is the choice of actors. You have one person out of the Seven Dwarfs that has dwarfism. Why wouldn't you hire actors with dwarfism to play the Seven Dwarfs?
Because it's offensive.
And wouldn't you give them that opportunity for that role? Well, of course, as we now know with these trailers confirming it, nobody got the role because they would eventually use CGI instead of hiring actors with dwarfism, which was a loss for everyone. And some people believe that is part of the reason the budget has exploded, because they had to reshoot.
It had to be. It had to. Ain't no way that this went from like 200 million to $500 million to 500 million. Ain't no way. It had to be because of these CGI reshoots and all that. It had to be 100%.
Scenes involving the Seven Dwarfs. And if you want to know how this all happened, well, you can blame one person. You can
Peter Dinklage.
Blame one person for all of this happening, and that is Peter Dinklage. If you don't know, he is an actor with dwarfism. He was Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones. And this is a classic example of
Yeah, who
I
doesn't
just
know
wish I didn't even
that
know
he
these
played Tyrion?
actors had an opinion on certain things because it just makes them very unlikable. You know, Peter Dinklage, very good actor. But now I see his
Mm-hmm.
opinion, and it's like, oh, there's a garbage opinion, and here's him doing something stupid. That changes things a little bit, and it does for a lot of people, I'm sure. But back in 2022, he was talking about the Snow White live action, and he said this.
God,
Well,
reading
you know,
this.
it's really progressive to cast, literally, no offense to anyone, but I was a little taken aback. They're very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs too. Take a step back and look at what you're doing here, he continued. It makes no sense to me because you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that effing backward story of the seven dwarfs living in a cave. What the F are you doing, man? Have I done nothing
Did they live in a cave? I thought they lived in a tree or under a tree. No, never mind.
to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. He then concluded, I don't know what studio that is, but they were so proud of that, and all love and respect to the actress and to the people who thought they were doing the right thing. But I'm just like, what are you doing? And he said, if you tell the story of Snow White and it's the most effed up, cool, progressive spin on it, let's do it, all in. But I just don't know. So he's saying it is
Bro, can you imagine? Imagine all those roles that he got because of him being a dwarf and things like that. And this man essentially did a ladder. What is it? What did they call it? A ladder pole or whatever. Or pulling up the ladder. I think that's what it's called. It's literally what he did. Man pulled up the ladder for other potential, dwarf actors to potentially be featured in films and things like that, and all because of the Snow White. Like it's stupid.
offensive to hire actors with dwarfism to play the seven dwarfs in the live action. And guess what? Disney listened. They
Yeah,
actually
they did.
responded specifically to his comments and they came out and said to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these seven characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism
Yep,
community. And obviously, we
that
know how it
happened.
ended. They ended up going with CGI. Nobody got a role. It wasn't a matter of
Hmm.
are they going to hire actors with dwarfism or not. No, they're just nobody.
Now, the true question is that how many of these dwarves are voice actors that are dwarves? Now that's a good question. If they, I'm pretty sure they do speak in the role in the film. So how many of those CG, of those dwarves are actually voiced by actual dwarves as well? It's a good question, but a part of me believes none of them are dwarves, voiced by dwarves.
Everyone loses. Disney has to probably reshoot and increase their budget as they did,
Jeez.
and actors with dwarfism lost out on this opportunity, which had a lot of people upset, including people who have dwarfism, like Zach Roloff from Little People Big World. He said this in a
Mm.
post. So they aren't just taking the dwarfs and making Snow White; they are CGIing the dwarfs. This isn't 1937. There are a lot of people with dwarfism walking around. Either focus on Snow White or own the dwarf representation. And that's
Yeah.
the main point. Why would you take away opportunities? It's one of those things where it's a progressive idea, but in action it is regressive. You are literally
Yeah.
taking
I
away
agree.
opportunities for actors with dwarfism by having this soapbox moment where people
I
would
don't
have
know. Maybe he thought he was doing a good thing, but no, man. You literally just pull up the ladder for your other fellow dwarves, to to not be recognized, for potentially their work. It's like, yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know how difficult it is for people with dwarfism to get roles, which I don't doubt it's difficult because it's a very there are specific looks and things like that that many roles seek for. So so yeah, roles that could be created specifically for dwarves, I think could be less frequent now because of this cry outrage from Peter Dinklage.
Had a very big opportunity with this film, but instead you get CGI slop instead, and everyone loses. It's just like with the voice acting controversy where some people were angry that white people are voicing characters
Oh
with different
yes,
skin
this is
colors than their own,
ridiculous.
and then that comes around the opposite way, and then you have a situation where someone who might be a black voice actor just lost out on 90% of their roles because their skin doesn't match the characters they're
Yep.
playing too. It's just a very dumb thing, and here we have it in action. So this is another part of the controversy and why the budget for this film is likely so high. And I just wanted to note this
All that very much happened, by the way. It was insane.
because now with all of the trailers out there, we know this is exactly what happened, and it's a really bad situation and just adds more controversy to this disaster of a project here. So how far will this bomb? I don't know. This might be one of the biggest flops we will see in
Ever.
modern times with this
Yeah.
film. And yeah, you can't really feel sorry for anyone involved, whether it's Rachel Zegler, Disney, or any of the related parties. They just really don't deserve any sympathy because they brought this upon themselves with their own.
No, they don't. They don't deserve any sort of sympathy. And it's crazy because this is probably going to be the biggest flop film. And then the one who takes not even second place, but the one that takes the biggest flop of TV is the Rings of Power. That was a massive failure. Didn't they make a season 2 out of that too? Or as well. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Wait, hold on. Does he have anything else to
Actions
say?
and choices. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics.
Yeah, same man. What is it? Yeah, I agree. Share what is it? Share your thoughts and topics and things like that. Because this is crazy, man. Disney's gonna lose so much money on this, and it's going to. And you know what? I don't feel bad because they deserve to lose. They deserve to lose money because they would rather make sequel films, constant sequel films of like with 3 or 4 of them being there, and just not at all make new and original movies and things like that. I don't know. It's just it's just that Disney charm isn't there anymore. The ones that we grew up when we were far younger, back like in the early 2000s or 90s and 80s and things like that. It's just gone. I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know if they just got too modernized or whatever, but whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and what is it? I'll read through them and maybe even comment. I'll probably comment. And anyway, have a new year. Because it is the first. Have a good New Year, guys. Hopefully, you guys will be able to achieve your goals on whatever what you guys set yourself with, and hopefully, you guys succeed on that. All right, have a good one. Peace.